Ladies and gentlemen, listen up. Change doesn't come from sitting back and waiting for it to happen. Change comes from making a decision right now. You have 1 month. Clarity of vision is the very first step in transforming your life. Without it, you're like a ship sailing without a destination, drifting aimlessly on the vast ocean. The truth is, you will never get to where you want to go if you don't know exactly where you're headed. This is a foundational principle that anyone who has ever achieved great success understands. Let's start by addressing something fundamental. When you have clarity, you can create a roadmap for your life. Picture your future self. What do you want your life to look like in a year, in 5 years, in a decade? Most people fail to realize that their inability to see themselves achieving their goals is what stops them from ever getting there in the first place. They have a vague sense of wanting something better, but they can't define what that something is. Clarity isn't just about wishing for a better future. It's about creating a clear picture of what that future actually looks like. If you don't have a clear vision, then all your energy, all your efforts will be scattered. You will be working hard, but you won't be working towards something specific. You'll be moving, but you won't be getting anywhere. Without a destination in mind, you'll find yourself spinning in circles, feeling exhausted and frustrated without making any real progress. When you have clarity of vision, everything changes. It's like turning on the lights in a dark room. All of a sudden, you can see the path ahead and you can navigate it. You begin to understand what steps you need to take to reach your goal, and you understand why every small action matters. It's no longer about blindly taking action. It's about taking the right action. So, how do you gain clarity? The first thing is to get very specific. Ask yourself, what exactly do I want to achieve? This is where most people go wrong. They say things like, I want to be successful, or I want to be rich. Those are vague goals. Success means different things to different people, and wealth isn't just about money, it's about time. Relationships, health, and so much more. You have to go deeper. Think about what success looks like for you. For example, maybe you want to run a marathon in the next year. Maybe you want to double your income, or maybe you want to improve your relationships with your family or partner. These are clear, actionable goals. By defining exactly what you want, you give yourself a direction to head. But clarity isn't just about setting goals. It's about aligning your actions with those goals. Once you've identified what you want, the next step is to ensure that everything you do is in service of that goal. This requires focus. It's easy to get distracted by the demands of life, by people pulling you in different directions, by shiny objects that promise instant gratification. But if you truly want to change your life, you have to focus. You have to stay laser focused on your vision, no matter how hard it gets. Clarity also helps you understand your why. Why do you want this change? Why do you want to achieve this goal? When you connect to the deeper purpose behind your vision, it becomes much more powerful. Your why is what fuels you when times get tough. It's what pushes you to keep going when obstacles arise. When you're clear about why you're working towards something, the setbacks, the failures, the challenges, they don't feel as overwhelming. They become part of the journey. And let's not forget that clarity also helps you prioritize. When you're clear on your vision, you know exactly what matters most. You know what actions you should prioritize and which distractions you should ignore. Every decision becomes easier because it's filtered through the lens of your goals. We often hear people talk about the need for motivation, about waiting for that surge of inspiration to get started. But the truth is, motivation can be fleeting. It comes and goes like the wind. If you rely solely on motivation, you will find yourself stuck in the same place over and over again. Motivation alone is not enough to drive you to greatness. What you need, what will carry you through the highs and lows, is discipline and consistency. Discipline is the ability to push yourself to take action even when you don't feel like it. It's about doing what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel in the moment. And I'm not talking about those big, dramatic actions that people take every now and then in a burst of energy or excitement. I'm talking about the small, everyday actions that you repeat day in and day out. It's the routine, the habits, and the behaviors that you put in place, even when you don't see immediate results. Consistency is the other half of the equation. It's about showing up day after day, no matter the challenges or setbacks. It's not about taking one big leap and hoping for the best. It's about taking small steps consistently toward your goal. Whether you're trying to lose weight, build a business, learn a new skill, or improve your relationship, consistency is what ensures that you make progress. The key to success lies in the ability to continue moving forward, even when you don't see the fruits of your labor right away. Let's break this down. Imagine you've set a goal for yourself, whether it's to write a book, to get in shape, to start a business, or to improve your career. You start off with excitement. The first few days, maybe even the first few weeks, are easy. You're motivated. You feel like you can conquer the world. But then life happens. You face challenges, you hit roadblocks. Maybe the progress is slower than you expected, or maybe it feels like you're not making any progress at all. That's when discipline comes into play. When you don't feel like getting up early to write or work out, discipline is what pushes you to do it anyway. It's the inner strength that drives you to show up and put in the work, even when it feels like nothing is happening. Discipline is what allows you to develop the habits that will ultimately determine your success. Habits are the invisible forces that shape your life. Whether you're aware of them or not, your daily habits are either helping you move closer to your goals or pushing you further away from them. If you want to change your life, you need to start by changing your habits. And habits are built through discipline. It's the discipline to say a no, make distractions, to prioritize what matters most, and to make sure that you can steps in the right direction, even on days when you don't feel like it. Consistency, on the other hand, ensures that the effort you put in is compounded over time. If you go to the gym once and expect to see a transformation, you will be disappointed. If you write a single page of your book and expect to finish it in a week, you're setting yourself up for failure. But if you consistently show up day after day and put in the effort, no matter how small it may seem in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Success is not about huge, dramatic actions. It's about the steady, consistent effort that compounds over time. This is why consistency is more powerful than motivation. Motivation can inspire you to take action in a moment of enthusiasm, but it's consistency that will keep you going when the initial excitement fades. Think about the difference between someone who is motivated for a week and someone who is consistently working towards their goal every single day. The person who stays consistent is the one who will achieve long-term success. That's like watering a plant. If you water it consistently day after day, it will grow. But if you only water it once in a while, it will wither. The key to consistency is finding a routine that works for you, whether that's setting aside a specific time each day to work on your goal or creating a series of smaller tasks that you can complete over time. Consistency thrives on structure. It's not about overwhelming yourself with tasks. It's about breaking your goal into manageable pieces and committing to doing a little bit every day. The small things add up over time. A writer who writes a page a day will have a finished manuscript in a year. A person who commits to working out for just 30 minutes a day will be in much better shape in 6 months than someone who works out intensely for 1 week and then stops. And consistency requires patience. It's easy to get discouraged when you don't see immediate results. You want the transformation to happen quickly, and when it doesn't, it can be tempting to give up. But consistency is built on the understanding that progress takes time. You will not always see instant results, but that doesn't mean you're not making progress. Every small effort, every little action you take is building towards something greater. The results will come, but you must trust the process and stick with it. One of the greatest challenges when it comes to discipline and consistency is overcoming distractions and obstacles. Life will throw curveballs at you. There will be days when things don't go as planned, when obstacles seem insurmountable, and when you feel like quitting. But true discipline isn't about avoiding these challenges. It's about facing them head on and staying committed to your goals, even when things get tough. It's the ability to keep going even when the journey feels long, because you know that the results are worth it. So if you want to change your life, don't just wait for motivation to strike. Build the discipline to show up day in and day out. Develop the consistency to keep pushing forward no matter how slow the progress may seem. That's the path to success. And when you start, keep going, because the results, however far away they may seem, are closer than you think. Accountability and responsibility are powerful principles that, when embraced fully, can dramatically change the trajectory of your life. At their core, these two concepts challenge you to take full ownership of your actions, decisions, and outcomes. They place the power of transformation directly in your hands. The truth is, no one can change your life for you. You are the author of your own story, and the decisions you make today will determine the narrative of tomorrow. But for that to happen, you must hold yourself accountable and take responsibility for where you are and where you are going. Accountability means acknowledging that you are the person in charge of your own life. Too often, people look for someone or something else to blame for their struggles, setbacks, or failures. They blame their parents, their upbringing, their circumstances, the economy, their boss, anything external to them. While it's true that external factors can impact your life, you cannot let them define you. Accountability is a conscious decision to stop pointing fingers and to start looking in the mirror. It's about realizing that while you cannot control everything that happens to you, you can always control how you respond. Taking responsibility means owning your choices, both the good and the bad. You don't get to pick and choose which parts of your life you are responsible for. If you want to claim the credit for your successes, you also need to own up to your mistakes and failures. Many people struggle with this. They want the glory without the responsibility, the rewards without the hard work, the success without the setbacks. But life doesn't work that way. Success and failure are both part of the same journey. When you embrace responsibility, you take the power back from the external forces that you can't control and place it squarely in your own hands. The moment you take full responsibility for your life is the moment you truly begin to take control of it. Now, accountability is not just about taking ownership of your mistakes. It's also about staying committed to the goals you set for yourself. When you say you're going to do something, you need to hold yourself to that promise. Accountability to yourself means showing up every day, even when no one else is watching. It means doing the work because you said you would, even when it's tough, even when it seems pointless, even when you don't feel like it. The accountability to yourself is what keeps you on track when life tries to pull you off course. You set the goal, and now you have to hold yourself to that standard. You can't afford to make excuses. You can't afford to allow failure to be an option. Because when you make a commitment to your own growth, you're not just accountable to anyone else. You are accountable to yourself. And that means everything. But taking responsibility isn't just about taking action. It's about being responsible for your mindset as well. We all have negative thoughts and self-doubt. We all experience fear, uncertainty, and resistance at some point. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is how they handle those emotions. People who take responsibility for their success understand that mindset is everything. They recognize that how they think and what they believe about themselves will directly impact their actions and their outcomes. So if you find yourself thinking negative thoughts, you don't blame your circumstances or the people around you. You take responsibility. You challenge those thoughts and replace them with empowering beliefs. You make the decision again and again to think like a winner. This is where personal accountability intersects with emotional resilience. Life will challenge you, and it will test your ability to stay committed to your vision. But the responsibility you take over your emotions, your reactions, and your thoughts will dictate whether you stay in the game or give up. It's easy to blame other people when things go wrong. But when you take responsibility, you have the ability to see every setback as an opportunity to learn. You own the mistakes, you acknowledge the missteps, and then you use those lessons to improve. You get back up, dust yourself off, and keep going. People who take full responsibility don't stay down for long because they know that failures have defined them. They're simply part of the process. True accountability also involves seeking out feedback and being open to criticism. When you're responsible for your growth, you understand that you don't have all the answers. You're willing to ask for help, to seek mentorship, and to learn from those who have walked the path before you. You don't shy away from constructive criticism or shy away from your weaknesses. You acknowledge them, embrace them, and use them as fuel for improvement. This openness to growth is key to moving forward in any area of life, whether it's your career, your health, your relationships, or your personal development. Moreover, accountability is not a solitary endeavor. While it starts with you, it also extends to the people around you. Being accountable to others means holding yourself to high standards and being reliable. It means following through on your promises and being trustworthy. When people know they can rely on you, it strengthens your character and enhances your relationships. Being responsible means that your word is your bond. If you say you're going to do something, you do it. Because you know that your actions, or lack thereof, affect not just you, but the people around you as well. Taking responsibility also means letting go of the victim mentality. Life is imperfect and not everything will go as planned, but the victim mentality only holds you back. It keeps you stuck in the past, in a state of helplessness and hopelessness. When you adopt responsibility, you break free from this mindset. You stop seeing yourself as a victim of circumstance and start seeing yourself as the creator of your reality. You realize that you have the power to make decisions that will shape your future. Your choices matter, and that gives you the strength to rise above the challenges that life throws your way. Ultimately, accountability and responsibility are empowering. They give you the freedom to design the life you want to live. They put the ball in your court, and no one can take that power away from you unless you let them. So start taking ownership of your life. Be accountable to yourself and to those around you. Stop blaming the world for your struggles and take full responsibility for your success. When you do, you'll realize that you are capable of far more than you ever imagined. In any journey of transformation, surrounding yourself with the right people is not just beneficial, it's absolutely essential. The people you choose to spend your time with have a profound impact on your growth, mindset, and success. The energy, the beliefs, and the actions of those around you influence your own energy, beliefs, and actions more than you might realize. If you want to change your life, you must be intentional about the relationships you cultivate. It's not just about having people around you, it's about having the right people around you. First and foremost, the people you surround yourself with either lift you up or pull you down. When you are around people who support your goals, who believe in your potential, and who are driven to grow just as you are, it creates a powerful synergy. These individuals are not just friends or acquaintances, they are your allies. They encourage you when the road gets tough, they inspire you when you feel weary, and they celebrate your successes if they were their own. This kind of positive reinforcement is invaluable. The right people will push you to be better, to strive higher, and to keep going even when things don't seem to be working out. They believe in your dream, sometimes more than you do, and that belief can be the spark you need to keep moving forward. But it's not just about emotional support. It's also about being around people who challenge you intellectually, who hold you accountable, and who push you to think differently. Growth requires a change in perspective, and that often comes from exposure to new ideas and ways of thinking. If you're surrounded by people who think the same way, who operate in the same limited mindset, then you struggle to break free from your own limitations. You need people in your life who will challenge you to step outside of your comfort zone, who will help you see things from a different angle, and who will encourage you to aim higher. These are the people who will help you expand your vision and grow into a better version of yourself. Furthermore, being around people who have already achieved what you are striving for is an incredible asset. These individuals are living proof that your goals are attainable. They've walked the path, faced the challenges, and learned the lessons that you still have ahead of you. When you surround yourself with people who have already succeeded in areas you want to succeed in, you get access to their wisdom, their strategies, and their experiences. You can learn from their mistakes without having to make them yourself. They can provide valuable insights into the steps you need to take to reach your destination. And sometimes their guidance can save you years of trial and error. They know what it takes to get to the top, and their experiences can help you avoid the common pitfalls that derail so many people. But it's not just about being in the presence of successful people. It's also about the way you interact with them. You must be willing to ask questions, to listen actively, and to be open to constructive criticism. People who have already achieved success will not just give you answers. They will often give you the tools to find the answers yourself. They will teach you how to think critically, how to problem solve, and how to persist when things get tough. But only if you approach them with humility and the willingness to learn. Be open to feedback, even if it challenges your current way of thinking, because growth doesn't happen by staying in the same place. It happens when you push yourself to evolve, to adapt, and to improve. On the flip side, you also need to be cautious of the toxic people in your life. There are individuals who drain your energy, who undermine your confidence, and who perpetuate negativity. These people can be harmful to your progress. They may have their own insecurities, fears, or limitations, and they may project those onto you, trying to convince you that your dreams are unrealistic or unattainable. They may criticize you when you try to step outside of your comfort zone or make you doubt your abilities. It's crucial to recognize these individuals and understand the impact they have on your mindset and your actions. Sometimes the best thing you can do for your growth is to distance yourself from those who don't believe in your potential or who constantly bring you down. But toxicity isn't always obvious. It can sometimes be disguised as well-meaning advice or casual conversation. Be mindful of the language people use when they speak to you. Are they encouraging you or are they discouraging you? Do they make you feel empowered to take action, or do they make you second-guess yourself? If you find that certain people consistently undermine your self-confidence or sabotage your progress, it's time to reevaluate those relationships. You deserve to be surrounded by people who empower you, not drain you. Another important aspect of surrounding yourself with the right people is creating a network of individuals who share your values and vision. These people will align with your purpose and inspire you to stay committed to your goals. Having a support system that shares the same values makes it easier to stay focused on what truly matters. Whether you're pursuing a career, starting a business, or working on personal development, having like-minded people around you can keep you grounded in your values and help you stay true to your purpose. The relationships you cultivate will either propel you toward your goals or distract you from them. And while it's important to be selective about who you let into your inner circle, it's equally important to be the kind of person who inspires others. If you want to surround yourself with people who are driven, supportive, and focused, you must also embody those qualities yourself. The energy you put out into the world attracts similar energy in return. Be the kind of person who motivates, uplifts, and challenges others, and you will naturally attract individuals who share those same traits. Ultimately, the people around you can either be a catalyst for your success or a barrier to it. Surround yourself with those who lift you up, challenge you, and inspire you to be better. Be intentional about the relationships you nurture and be willing to distance yourself from those who hold you back. Your environment plays a significant role in your success, so choose your circle wisely and make sure it reflects the person you want to become. In conclusion, changing your life in 1 month isn't about a sudden transformation or a magic formula. It's about taking deliberate, consistent action toward your goals. It's about having the right mindset, developing discipline, embracing accountability, and surrounding yourself with the right people who will lift you up and push you forward. The journey starts with you, with the decisions you make every day. Success doesn't happen overnight, but with the right approach, the right mindset, and unwavering commitment, you can make significant progress in a month. Remember, life doesn't wait for you to be ready. It moves forward with or without you. But if you decide to take charge, if you make the conscious choice to show up every day, to work relentlessly, and to stay accountable to your vision, you will see change. It's in the small, everyday actions, the discipline, and the persistence that true transformation occurs. Take responsibility for where you are and where you want to go. Challenge yourself to stay focused and surround yourself with those who push you to be better. In 1 month, you'll look back not only to see a changed life, but a changed you, stronger, wiser, and more capable of achieving everything you set your mind to. So don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for motivation to strike. Start today. Start now. And remember, the only thing standing between where you are and where you want to be is the decision to take action. 1 month from now, you'll be amazed at the progress you've made, not because of a magical transformation, but because of the small, powerful steps you took every single day. Change your life starting today.